Every time someone says something wrong on this podcast, they have to admit that Galileo is smarter than them. We'll keep talking, and I'm Googling something that I never thought I'd Google before. Are Keebler elves American?
The only bald man I can think of right now is Telly Savalas. That's how old I am.
Oh my God. Hello and welcome to The Great Beyond, an Is This Good companion pod where I catch up with my friend and yours, Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi, JD. Thanks for coming and producing the show. She has a much better laugh than my girlfriend, and that's why she's allowed to be here. It's Rachel Doyle.
I only heard a little bit, but she sounded so lovely. I need to listen to the whole episode.
Hey, but a laugh that sends people running. Or I don't even think it's that. I don't think it's forceful enough. And by the way, this is her saying this. This is her saying, you only let Rachel on the show because she has a better laugh than me, and I understand.
Oh, well, at least I'm good for something.
Yeah.
Come on. You've got your 2 buttons and one more this time.
Yeah, thanks for the 5-minute lesson.
This is what a teacher he is. He's got you working one button, upgrades you to the second button. Now it's time for you to learn how to press the third button.
You know, I do need a little more prep time. You know, I've got sweat stains, the stress, 5 minutes before we start recording. You're going to teach me something new? Okay.
I'm showing her how to do it, and she's like, why don't you let me do it? I'm like, I'm showing you how to do it.
I need to
going to.
through the steps. Beep, bop, boop, bop.
All right. Well, we'll
I
see.
think he does it just before the show to annoy you as much as possible, to create as much tension, thereby creating the most content possible, which I respect, quite frankly. I mean, I feel bad for you, but I do respect it.
It's all planned, yeah.
I listened to the Jill episode, and this is Patreon only, so...
You're a patron, JD? Or did you use the back-end password?
I used a back-end, but,
okay.
you know, and it was great, and a lovely laugh. And also, she was complaining about her voice. Lovely voice.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
She was putting it on. She was doing her Elizabeth Holmes, like, oh, I'm in a professional setting. Well, talk like this.
She is a delight. I can't wait to see her again.
We didn't film it, but she was wearing a black turtleneck as well.
Hair up. Bloodshot
She was upset,
eyes.
actually, that she was like, film it because you might want this later if something happens on it. And I was like, I would love to, but then we got to sit right next to each other so the camera is coming from my laptop. And I'd already set us up, like, you know, interview style, looking at each other. Oh, JD, I had cables everywhere, spaghetti as you would call it.
It's not fun,
But we got through it. We got through it.
A couple of things I wanted to mention from that. Again, if you want to listen to it, get a free trial. It's great. Her socks. The socks thing, you did a follow-up with her socks, and we talked about this before, how she will wear socks, you know, as it turns out on a hike, and then roll the socks up and put them back into the drawer.
Yeah.
It's even worse than I thought, but but okay. But I got taken to task for comparing Rachel to, I said she was the Helen Keller of podcast producers. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I was going to take you to task for saying that Galileo was smarter than Jill.
He is. He is smarter than me.
I know.
It has nothing to do with Jill. He's smarter than me, JD.
Well, the example you used is if the two of them were going to be on Jeopardy together, he would be buzzing more than her. And I don't think that's like he died in 1659 or something like that. He's never heard of Gilmore Girls. That's sometimes a question on Jeopardy.
Okay. Caveat. The topic is astronomy.
Okay, fair enough. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take Matt to task for saying this of a guy, because my thing is that everybody born before 1900 was stupider than today. But actually, that's not true. But anyways, I was going to take you to task about her not being as smart as Galileo, but then you said, well, you know, how Galileo got in trouble with the church, and she's like, I didn't know that. I'm like, okay, maybe maybe Matt has a point.
Okay, so most people don't know what we're talking about, but on the Patreon only episode, we told the story about how we had just gone to a planetarium, and well, whatever. You have to go back to listen to it to see why we were talking about it. But Galileo was surprisingly in the planetarium show. And yeah, we were saying that, she was saying that we're smarter now. And I was saying, no, we're not. Galileo still knows more than you. But I think like there are also a lot of topics on science and maybe geography that he could do. I don't know.
Oh, no, I don't think so, because the New World was still new. Right?
Yeah, like if they're like, this, I always forget how they do questions as the answer. So it would be billionaire man, who turned his attention from building rockets to social media.
Right. Who is Elon Musk?
Yeah, right. Galileo wouldn't fucking know.
No,
Galileo would be
no
like,
clue.
Who is Socrates? I don't know.
What is social media? I mean,
He buzzes
no
in
idea.
for questions. He's like, before I say my answer in the form of a question, I just have some general questions. What is social media?
That's right.
So he was, I think he was a very smart guy. I think, so she didn't know about the church thing. We do talk about how we got to get more history into her brain.
Okay, fair.
It's not her fault. It's that American education system.
Yeah.
And maybe I think she did go to a school that was like a Catholic school
Oh.
at some point. So maybe they are not telling people about Galileo.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Galileo
their dark
is
history in silencing him.
still a heretic.
Do you think that they're still like upset at Galileo, the church?
No, because didn't he recount right at his deathbed, like right before he died? He was like, "I take it all back, just in case."
Really?
I don't know. Maybe I dreamt that.
Okay,
or
well
maybe-
now I don't know about that either, but that would be sort of depressing if he said that.
I know.
Was he the one that got exiled then?
Who's talking, please?
Fuck. Was he the one of the many that got exiled but recanted so he didn't have to be exiled?
I
Excommunicated.
thought he was
Yeah.
arrested. I thought he was arrested.
I think he was too.
Okay, see, we don't know anything about
Yeah.
Galileo.
Was it? Yeah. I don't know. I have to go back.
He discovered America
It's Galileo Day.
and the Mississippi. So what, I don't know. Do you have any other thoughts from the episode? How did it sound from a fidelity perspective?
It sounded great. I was very impressed. Proud.
Okay,
I was
nice.
proud, actually.
Nice. Well, speaking of fidelity, we gotta talk very fast because they're apparently sending some workers here
Oh, okay.
to work on the foundation of the house,
All right.
of the apartment, whatever it is, and they could be coming any second now.
Like the foundation? Like under the house?
Yes, they're gonna be underneath. Yeah, that's why it's gonna be bad. But I think, I mean, they were supposed to come do this like 3 weeks ago, and there's cracks appearing in like, I don't know, the drywall. I don't even know what words I'm saying. Galileo would know.
Are you cursed because your last place basically blew up, and now you moved into Jill's place and it's falling apart? It's falling down.
I know, but there's nothing to do. I can't go back to the other place for someone else lives there now. And so these cracks are forming like in the ceiling, and I keep asking like, is this dangerous? Because obviously we're an earthquake country.
Sure.
And they're like, no. It's purely cosmetic. The foundation is the house is sinking,
Right.
and that's why it's like the back doors constantly, or all the doors are not locking. Because I guess the house is shifting, so they don't fit into the thing. But they keep saying it's not dangerous. But, one thing I forgot to talk about last week, speaking of the Patreon episode, I feel like I might be getting gaslit by our landlord currently. And I was literally the most literal gaslight ever of all time by a worker that came last week, because we have a gas stove and a gas oven. Gas oven is the worst thing you can have.
Right.
A gas stove, fine. I know it's not good for me as an asthmatic, but it cooks well.
Yes.
Gas oven fucking sucks. And I
Yeah.
never had one until I moved to LA.
They're unnerving. You never know if the pilot light, the gas light, is on. I agree with you. Electric
Okay, so when
oven. Yeah.
electric.
Yeah.
When we turn it on, it smells like gas. It smells like there's a gas leak in here.
Right.
And the fucking dog, it's not a very big place, but he goes to if Galileo could calculate what is the furthest possible place away in this apartment from the stove, maybe the dog's smarter than me.
Hold on.
The dog's smarter than Galileo.
You turn
Anyways,
on-
he goes going there. You turn on the oven, within 3 seconds, he's gone. And I'm like, what does he know? And you know, their sense of smell is the only thing they have going for them.
That's the canary in the coal mine right there. The canary is like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, all the animals flee when there's an earthquake.
Yeah, he's the canine in the coffin. I don't know.
That's right.
So I'm like, this is not supposed to smell this way. Anyway, so we call a repair guy in, or tell the landlord. Landlord sends a repair guy in, who is not a stove guy. You know what? Like in the good old days of the Maytag guy, when the Maytag guy was the guy that serviced only that product.
Sure, yeah.
They're just sending in generalists now.
Right, yeah.
And who? How do I know? What's this guy's specialty? Could be plumbing. Could be electric. Mm-hmm. Could be drywall. But anyways, he's looking at the stove and he's like, I think it's fine. And I'm like, turn it on. I'm like, you're telling me that smell is fine? He's like, yeah, that's not gas. Gas doesn't smell like that. I'm like, well, what is it? He's like, I don't know, but it's not gas. I'm like, okay, well, sure. And he's like, you know what? I'll replace the igniter.
Okay.
So we're like, okay. Anyways, he replaces it. He leaves. Fucking same thing. I perceive that it's getting worse, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jill, gotta call the landlord. And I make her do it because she's on the lease.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? He's gonna come again. He's gonna tell me this isn't gas. I go on Amazon and I buy a gas detector.
Ooh.
Oh,
I didn't
I'm
even
like,
know
why
that was
didn't
a
I think
thing.
of this before? Fuck. Yeah, it's $20, so you know it's good. Mm-hmm. And I test it by just turning on the burner without hitting the click
Yeah.
pilot light. The thing is fucking. So there's a sensitivity mode on it.
Right.
Because any gas left open for a long enough time is bad. But I didn't even have it on sensitivity mode.
Okay.
I calibrated it outside. I put it to the thing. It fucking goes nuts. Like I'm like, of course I don't read the instructions. I'm like, well, how do I know if this is working? It's blinking red. The bars are at the top. They're flashing on and off. I'm like, okay, this thing works.
Evacuate.
the dog's running full tilt.
Yeah. The gas detector starts barking whatever is dog for slip it under that doggy door and never come back. So I turn on the oven. I put it in the thing. Sure enough, it goes nuts. So I'm like, I knew it. I knew there is gas in here. So the guy comes back. Unfortunately, I had to be out for a work thing, which I really didn't want to. I wanted to be there. Mm-hmm. But Jill calls me. She's like, yeah, he says it's not gas. I'm like, well, did you show him the thing? She's like, yeah, but he says he's not familiar with that model and he doesn't know if it's working. I was
He's
like,
not familiar with gas at all, I think.
he's not familiar with gas. Anyways, he's like, it's perfectly fine. She's like, well, then what is the smell? He's like, could be carbon monoxide. I'm like, what?
Oh, that's
even
great.
worse. And that doesn't have a smell as far as I know.
Do not call him back. If he doesn't know carbon monoxide does not have a smell, there's a problem. He's not helpful.
Do you think it's possible to have a oven repairman who has no sense, like has lost their sense of smell? What's that
Yes.
called? Like being deaf is you can't
Gas
hear.
blind.
Nose blind, yeah. Oh.
Nose blind. Anyways, so he leaves. He's like, oh, I might repair this part, but it's not going to come in till next week. And then in the meantime, the landlord writes back, hey, turns out your oven is fine. And I'm like, okay, now something is really wrong here. But then I go online and I do see it is normal for your oven to smell like gas in the first minute that you turn it on.
Okay.
Why didn't the guy just fucking say this?
Yeah. He was gaslighting you.
So then I turned it on and then let it run for 10 minutes and then tested it 10 minutes in and it wasn't bleeping.
Okay. All
So
right.
I guess it's just taking a long time for it to the burners to come on.
Yeah.
So for the first minute or something, it is leaking gas.
Yeah.
So I guess I could just open the window for the first minute.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was really proud of myself for ordering that thing.
That is really smart. I would never have occurred to me that was a thing. But I guess they have a detector for everything.
Do you have a carbon monoxide detector in your home? Yeah, you need that.
Do we?
With a gas source, you should have something like that. No, you don't have a
What's the-
garage. You don't
Yeah,
have
well, what's
your
the
car
relation?
parked.
Oh, see, okay, stop making me feel like shit, Rachel. Okay.
Sorry.
What's the relationship between gas and carbon monoxide?
You know what? I think I'm just mixing it up with having, don't you need, I guess having a garage where you park your car in there is not good too. I don't know.
Yeah,
Never
but
mind.
you said oven. Now, every time someone says something wrong on this podcast, they have to admit that Galileo's smarter than them. So, Rachel, your turn.
Oh, well, I never denied it to begin with, so sure. We have dual fire alarm carbon monoxide detectors all through our house, but it's probably simply because I'm paranoid.
Well, but isn't there like can't the furnace emit it if there's something wrong or something? I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have a furnace, so we're fine here. Don't put that in my head.
Okay.
Anyway.
Whatever. It's not. You can buy little tiny ones and just put it in the room, even. Like just with a battery. You don't even have.
But he's saying.
Okay,
don't,
fine.
Don't
That's fine.
burden him with this.
All right.
Yeah.
You got
I'm sure there's many kinds of like, I don't know. I'm not getting a radon detector.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a plutonium detector.
Yeah.
Because.
You're not gonna die in your sleep because of one of those things. It'll be over time that you die.
Well, what a blessing to die in your sleep, Rachel.
Honestly, a great way to go. Carbon monoxide.
Well, that is why
slip
people
away.
do commit suicide that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's probably one of the top ones.
Yeah, I think so. I found a guy
That was
did that.
pleasant.
What? You found him?
Yeah. He was. I think I've told this on the starters of the drop or something.
I don't think so. I remember everything you said.
Yeah.
All right, this sounds like it's going to be a hilarious story. Please go ahead.
Very quickly, we
depth.
had come back from a bar. We were taking our dogs for a walk, and this is in Toronto, and one of the back laneways, and there was a garage, and I noticed that I could hear a car running. It was in the middle of the night, and the car was running, and I kind of felt the garage door, and it was hot, and I'm like, we better go check on this. So we went over to the front of the house, knocked, blah, 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 ended up breaking into the garage, and there was a guy in there. He had killed himself.
Excuse me, you've never told this story.
Party time.
I've never told this? Oh, yeah.
Good times.
And but the dead guy was wearing Groucho Marx glasses, and it was hilarious.
He was an old guy,
You were with
too.
Rachel?
Yeah, Rachel was there.
Oh, so you've seen a dead body?
Yeah. In the wild, like
In the wild.
Well, it was in the city, but
That's very disturbing.
it was it wasn't
Does it
pleasant.
haunt
I think
you?
what no.
Okay.
He and I had to I checked his pulse and stuff, and he's like ice cold. The car was still running. Like it was super. It was just completely smoky. It was like a movie.
Good for you to stay in there and do that.
Well,
I had to go in after and check your pulse. Thanks.
This is just a chain of people dying.
Yeah.
Pull him out first and then check his pulse.
The most irrationally scary part of it was when I checked his pulse and then realized he was gone, and then I had to reach over him basically to it was like an old time key that I basically had to turn off. And just that, I had to be in the car, and I was sort of brushing up against him, sort of thing, and just any second he could have
Just a prank.
But it was,
his story is. His story is. Oh, did I ever tell you a story about when I pranked those two guys by pretending to kill myself in a garage? But hold on a second. So you break into the house, you go into the car, so your fingerprints, you brush up against them, your DNA is everywhere. You touch the keys. Now your fingerprints are on ostensibly the murder weapon.
Yeah, you're right.
Were you not concerned?
No, I wasn't. Weirdly, but I could have committed it. That could have been the perfect crime. Really, I mean,
Did the police ask you anything that would lead you to believe they were at least checking the box of making sure you didn't do it?
no. I think they've realized how shaken we were by it, and
That's called
this guy
an
didn't
alibi.
do it.
That's called pretending.
Yeah, I guess. They were like, yeah, you did the right thing. If the car had been going any longer, it could have started a fire, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, cool. But, yeah, it was...
And then you just went home?
Yeah. Well,
Very
and then
next-door
the bad part of the story, I mean, it's bad. That's bad. But the bad part of the story is that my landlord upstairs, I made the mistake of telling her about it. She had asked, oh, there was a big commotion. I'm like, yeah, that guy down the street, he killed himself. And,
Wasn't down the street. It was right next door.
Was it right next door?
Yeah.
Anyways, So I was like, yeah, I guess he looked. They think he committed suicide. He obviously committed suicide. And then she went and told his family. He was an older guy, and the story was that he had recently lost his wife. Here we go, comedy. And his adult children randomly knocked on our door and was like, they're just looking for answers. And I'm like, okay. And so like we had them in, and I'm basically describing the scene of their dead father. Like that part of it was not good. I was fucking furious with my landlady because I'm like, how did you find out that I was the one that found him? Because the cops would never have revealed that. But anyways,
you're like, Rachel, get up the Entenmann's, put on some Sanka. We got company.
Totally, it was kind of what it was like. And they were devastated. And it was just bad. I don't know, but there's like, what can you do? I don't know. They were just, because he didn't leave a note, and they were just like, his wife had just recently passed away, so that was their mother, and it was just bad. I mean, obviously the guy was depressed, and he was just like, and then I should have been like, well, maybe you should have called him more. Huh?
Oh yeah, that would have been great. The fun conversation.
Rachel pops in and says, I told you should have gotten a carbon monoxide detector.
Oh my God.
No, I guess that wouldn't have helped in a situation where you are trying to summon as much carbon monoxide as possible.
He might have taken the battery out of the garage beforehand.
Okay, I can't believe that I've never heard this story. Like, this feels like a story I would have heard.
I feel like I've said it on a drop before, and you said the exact same thing.
And the prompt was, what's a hilarious story you have that I've never heard? And you were like, wow.
It might have been during rapid fire, like, what's a crazy story that we don't know about or something like that.
So then you were telling the story as there was klezmer music in the background?
Yeah.
You also didn't remember writing sexy fan fiction about Dawson's Creek, so...
That's true. That's true. Well, that I purposely did try to block out. How was your trip? Did anything good or not good happen to you on your trip?
Yeah, we had a great trip. We were on a college tour, basically, as well as visiting family. It was my father's 75th birthday party, so that was fun. But bad. I'm going to tell you something bad that happened. I went back to our old alma mater.
I mean, not as bad as discovering a dead guy, but it's...
This is bad.
This is worse. No, it's not worse. I went back to our alma mater, Toronto Metropolitan University, which I carefully have to say because it's a mouthful. And I keep wanting to say Metropolitan Toronto University.
You said it wrong last time.
Wait, did I just say it? I said it right, though, right?
No, last pod.
Yeah. So it's TMU.
Well, for anyone confused, it used to be called Ryerson.
Used to be called Ryerson. They did a major rebrand because of the legacy of the guy who founded it. And we're not going to get into that, but I'm going to say this. The rebranding is a goddamn disaster. Like, awful.
Graphic design perspective, you mean?
Graphic design. And this is I believe it's a world-renowned fashion school. Like, it's definitely ranked the best fashion school in Toronto. They have the worst merch. You go into the TMU bookstore, and it's all merch. It looks hideous. There's no logo. They just slapped the words Toronto Metropolitan University over the old Ryerson logo.
What
Oh,
font?
just a word logo, huh? What kind of shitty podcast would have that?
Well, it was because we went to McMaster and we went to U of T as well. Much better merch. If I was picking a university based on merch alone, there's no way I would go to TMU. No way.
Well, and merch has only increased in importance and popularity since we graduated.
Yeah.
In 2005.
Yeah.
Like now merch is in music, merch is the central thing.
Yep.
This is merch.
Merch. That's it. And you're leaving money on the table with this shitty merch. And also the tour was probably out of the three, Rachel, what do you think was the worst tour we went on? U of T was by far the best, right? Like
McMaster
was worse.
It was just boring.
Oh yeah. I've never seen somebody bomb so badly, Matt. Ever.
I can't
Were they
believe
doing
you
bits?
thought...
This is how bad the bits were. I'm like, to Lincoln. I'm like, oh man, those bits are falling flat. And Rachel's like, what bits?
What are you
there
talking
are
about?
bits? She couldn't even tell there were bits.
There were random statements, and then she would laugh at herself after every one and be like, she's just nervous. That's why she's laughing so much. But you thought they were bits,
Yeah.
which was confusing to me.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, jokes are sometimes random statements, but yeah, it was not good. But they're student run it. The students take you on a tour, so that's fine. I mean,
She was sweet.
Fine. She was
but,
sweet.
Anyways,
Well, do you want them to be funny, or do you want them to, I guess you want a little bit of humor.
I do. If you're gonna make jokes, and she was trying to make jokes, but they weren't. Rachel's right in the fact, like they were cliche, like, oh, there's a Starbucks on campus, so if we need to get our coffee fix, yuckity yuck,
If you ever run out of Ritalin to crush and snort while you're prepping for the big exam, you can always go get a cup of Java at Starbucks.
That's right.
you should run these
old
tours.
school.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Stuff.
That's what you want. That's what the parents want to hear. But and also, to be fair to the tour guides on these things, the parents were the worst in terms of audience.
Well, parents are always the worst.
Zero sense of humor. They're standing with their kids. Usually there's like an attempt at humor. There's usually a nervous, polite. You're almost like, all right,
of course,
we'll give you this because ha ha ha, good one. Let's move on. But nothing, dead. Like,
Because there were no jokes.
Were you laughing?
No.
There were no jokes.
Oh, well,
so
then
why
you're
would you
part of the
laugh?
problem.
What are you going to laugh at? There's no jokes.
There was attempts.
No, there wasn't.
If she's nervously laughing, then we should be nervously laughing as well. That's the rule.
Okay.
Man, I once found a dead guy funnier than this tour guide. Okay, so where did you regale Lincoln with when you were at TMU / Ryerson? Were you like, this is where Dad did this or that or whatever?
Yeah, to be honest, we did have a really good VIP tour by Gramps, our mutual friend Zach Cox. So it was great to see him. That was before we did the actual campus tour. He took us behind the scenes at the School of Radio and Television Arts, but I don't think they call it that anymore. I think it's Media Arts or whatever. And those kids don't know how good they have it because that place is amazing now. Like,
it's better than when we were there. I mean, obviously technology has increased.
Yeah, but so much better.
When we were there, we were still using this very similar tools to what Galileo was using to observe the night sky.
That's right. That's right. Well, I don't know if you remember, but we were the first class. This is how old we are. I think we were the first class that didn't actually physically have to cut tape.
Possible.
I think that's actually...
I mean, we did take a class where we were linear editing.
Yes.
Okay? Linear editing is where you have imagine two VHS tapes in a machine, and you're just... It's like you're making a mixtape for your girlfriend in 1992.
You were doing that?
Yeah.
Yes, there was one class where we did have to do that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. If you're buying an editing system, if you just got a MacBook Pro, you want non-linear.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't even make linear anymore. Just think about it. Editing, the process whereby you cut things up and move them around to tell a story, non-linear.
Yeah.
You don't want linear.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they have it better, and was Lincoln impressed?
He was, but the thing is that he sort of moved off of the media arts way, and now he's more into engineering. So he was very impressed with U of T, and I think he's going to try to get in there.
Okay, excellent. I mean, it's a great school.
It was all the tour guide.
Yeah, she was awesome. She was awesome.
Kidding.
Oh.
She was great.
A little cutie? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. She has her shtick, and it's good.
Yeah.
It was good.
She had bits,
yeah.
and she was eloquent, and she's just better at it.
Confidence, baby. No nerves. laughter.
Anything else occur besides going on boring tours?
Yeah, we played pickleball, and Rachel, get ready with that third button.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I have a quick...
Oh my God, it's time for the third button.
You're,
It's...
Oh, shit!
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Okay, you know what?
Rachel, no.
It's not on here anymore.
Yeah, I was afraid this could happen. You know what? I'm going to drop it in right here.
Oh, is this gross?
In this gross, yeah. I want to do is this
Okay.
gross real quick.
Well,
okay, listen.
Please go ahead.
All of this is leading up to nothing really. We played pickleball and it was an indoor court, but it was sort of an outdoor service. Anyways, that doesn't matter. There was a guy playing pickleball in his bare feet. Is this gross?
It's at least uncomfortable.
Wow. The barefoot running trend has come to pickleball.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Never.
Like, it would hurt.
So you're asking if it's gross? No, I don't think it's gross.
Well,
Because you're not touching any of that surface with your own feet or your own hands.
Yeah, but you're kind of sweating on it. I don't know.
I would think it would be gross for him. Like, that would hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From his perspective, it's gross.
Okay.
And also, yeah, like unless he's all calloused up. Are you sure he wasn't wearing the five-toed vibrams?
Nothing.
He was barefoot. And then before he was out there, this was a facility that had pickleball courts and a basketball court, and he was on the basketball court sort of shooting hoops in bare feet. And it just seems ill-advised.
That's so like hardy Canadian.
Yeah. Well, it was an indoor court.
But it was an outdoor, like a tennis court surface.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a gym floor.
Do you think he forgot his shoes, or,
No.
or do you think this was on purpose? He's toughening them up.
This
he
is-
might be a barefoot runner.
Yeah. This is his thing, I think. I found it annoying, I guess. Not gross. I just found
it's
it
a little
annoying.
like performative. Like,
Yes.
look at me.
Yeah, exactly.
And it wasn't like it was a dinky beginner game. He was going hard.
Yeah.
Like, he's leaving at least a layer of skin each game on that rough court.
Which is
But
gross.
would you rather him wear, like, if he was gonna say, there's one item of clothing I'm not gonna wear today, would you rather have been shirt?
Pants.
Good question.
Yes, he was hot.
You want to see
Yeah.
want to see his pickle and balls?
Yeah.
Yeah, you take it all off. Just put some shoes on, honey.
I feel like shirt is less offensive to me. I don't know
Well,
why.
I'd rather him be barefoot.
Okay. Well, chacun son goût, as they say in French.
They do say that. Okay, well, is this gross? And the answer, not gross.
And
Okay,
it's,
good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
God forbid, did anything happen to you on your plane ride? Or was it smooth? Smooth sailing across the friendly skies.
Smooth sailing, although, Rachel, you had an incident on the shuttle leaving the...
Well, it wasn't really an incident for me, but it was notable.
Go on.
Lincoln sat by himself, and Jackson sat by himself. I sat with Jason.
This is
and-
the shuttle leaving the airport going to the parking spot, this
Mm-hmm.
parking lot or whatever.
Okay.
And an older gentleman came on there. He had a goal. He was like, sit down. And the guy on the bus is trying to take his bag, and he's like, well, be gentle with it because there's lots of breakables in it. And the bus driver's like, oh, I'll be easy on it. He said, yeah, that's what she said.
Full bus.
And then farted, like, really loud.
Wait, what?
Or like, and just sat down, not a laugh or a chuckle to himself, just like, this is how I roll, bitch, just deal.
Now, it was within 5 seconds that the fart happened, right?
And Lincoln was like dying, sitting beside him, like he couldn't like contain himself. And I was just like looking around, like, what?
It was almost like a punctuating that's what she said. And it was loud, like totally
What age-
unabashed.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. What age do you have to be to just unabashedly fart? Because I've seen this before, too.
Yeah, I'm getting
Past
there.
a certain age, you just do it.
I'm getting there.
Well, and
I think
dropped.
it's-
That's what she said. Jokes.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah,
give a
big Steve
shit.
Carell fan.
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting there too, where it's like, you know,
No,
what?
I think you
don't
got to be
like
over
me.
80. Over 80.
He's not over 80.
So that was a bit. That was a joke, right, Rachel?
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a single laugh. It was like we were a tour group of parents at a university. Nobody laughed.
But
Yeah,
I was,
but also, what was the that's what she said line? I'll go easy on it.
yeah, I'll go easy on it.
Well, you don't want her to go easy on it.
Sometimes you do, Matt.
But he said it like, yeah, that's what she said before she like destroyed it. She didn't go easy on it. It was like a, yeah, right.
Right. Yeah.
But that's what she said. He's literally talking about the gate agent that threw his bag onto the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Well, that's what she said.
Yeah.
And then broke
And now
it
all my
all.
precious Swarovski crystals shaped like animals are broken.
Okay,
Well,
maybe it wasn't a bit. Huh?
I don't know. The fart kind of punctuated it, so it felt like it
Yeah.
must have been a bit. Like a drum roll or something.
Believe it or not, every time I say I fly and I say there nothing new is going to happen on this flight,
Oh, jeez.
I got a new plane guy.
Go on.
Okay, well, before we even get to the guy, something awkward that I've noticed is, you know how they'll when you're boarding the plane, they'll throw up all the armrests so that people can get in and out of their row easier?
Yeah. You know, I've never noticed that, but I guess now that you mention it,
Okay.
they
They
must.
don't do it on every plane, but if it's
Okay.
a courteous flight crew, they'll
Yeah.
do that. So I was sitting aisle, Jill middle, random guy at the window,
Okay.
and we get on the plane first, and then the guy's like, "Oh, I'm at the window," so we let him in, but he doesn't throw down the armrest right away, and so I look at Jill and I whisper, "You gotta take down the armrest." She's like, "Well, I don't want to be the one to take it down, because it feels rude, doesn't it? It's like,
I mean-
sorry."
I think that I know what you mean. Like,
You're basically saying I don't want you near me. I don't
Yeah.
trust you.
Are you
in the
You're
middle
doing
or
the
Jill's in the middle?
Jill's in the middle.
Jill's in the. Why would I be in the middle?
Yeah.
It is like if you love your neighbor,
Yeah.
and then one day you throw up a 10-foot high fence, the person's gonna be like, "Oh, that's interesting." I mean, I know that good fences make good neighbors.
Yeah.
And the armrest is the fence of the plane.
Yes.
No woman ever needs to feel sensitive about that beside a guy. None.
Yeah. No, I
Ever.
agree. But that's why I was like, just do it right now. Do it now before it gets awkward.
No, yeah. I think we need to train ourselves to be
She doesn't
more...
have safety instincts.
Yeah, no, well, it's trained to not upset other people and insult them that we go against our basic instincts, and it's not good. So we got to retrain ourselves to not worry about offending everyone, just to, stand up for ourselves and be safe.
Yeah, that's right. You should have told that to her guy that she sucked.
Fuck, put your rest down, bitch.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think I've been in a similar situation where I had a woman next to me and I was like, ew. And then I just said, I'm going to put this down. Like, oh, you mind if I put this down? And then while you're putting it down. You know what I mean? Like, just
Yeah,
sort of-
but it's so funny that we're like being so polite. Would you mind? Like, no, of course they want it put down.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone be like, "Oh, I hope they don't put down the armrest."
I want to snuggle up.
Well, yeah. Maybe.
So, this guy, it was clearly something was wrong with him, because then when the drink cart came around, and I want to specify this, it was the drinks cart, not like the food cart
Okay.
where they have their, like, you don't know does this box come with pita chips, hummus, and olives, or is it the box that comes with pita chips, olives, and nuts? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the standard drink cart.
Okay.
She comes up to him, and she goes, "Sir, can I get you anything?" And he goes, yeah. What y'all got?" Like, you know what she has? She has water. She has Coke, Diet Coke. Like, you don't need to. So like the passive aggressive move that they're doing now is they won't answer the question. The flight attendant, they just she pulled the menu out of my seat back and just handed it to him.
I'm sorry.
And he's like,
it's not that passive aggressive because they say that in the announcement. Right?
They say what?
They say, we're going to have a drink service, and we serve Coke products, and you can have a gander at the menu that's in the seat pocket.
Oh,
in front of you."
yeah. No,
Yeah,
you're right.
so-
It's not passive aggressive. I think it's actually the appropriate. Like, if she had to answer that question 300 times, like, she'd
Yeah,
go nuts. And
of course.
it's just, again, it's so obvious what they fucking have.
Right.
So he's hemming and hawing, looking at the menu, and I swear to God, these words come out of his mouth. Lime and watermelon.
What?
I'm like, what? I'm like, what? How did you even find this on the menu? So then I look at it and I'm like, I pull Jill's out and I'm like, yeah, it's a Coke, Diet Coke. And then I see in the middle a graphic design I don't recognize on this tiny can. And it's like some kind of sparkling water.
Oh.
And then the flight attendant goes, "Are you sure you want that? It's not good and people don't generally like it."
Wow.
And then he says, let me get a Canada Dry. I'm like, yeah. Ginger ale. Anyways, it just fucking drove me nuts. And then she hands me the snacks, and it's a Biscoff cookie.
Oh. Not a Delta?
Don't you think that's
flight?
weird? Yeah.
It is a
Because
Delta.
having been in Atlanta for so long, I'm used to Delta.
Yeah.
Now I got to fly all these other things. So Biscoff has cornered the market on every single airline.
Wow.
Delta and American. And I did look it up, and now they're available on United, WestJet, Alaska Airlines, Sunwing.
It's good
Wow.
dipped in your coffee.
Or your Canada Dry.
Ew.
But that's the thing. It's like, why? You know how they say, like, oh, no one on land will just order a tomato juice?
Yep.
But in the air, everyone's like, oh, tomato juice.
Yeah. Seems like a good
Now's
idea.
the time.
Rachel's one of those.
It's supposed to taste better in the air or something. The salt content. I know that sounds really weird. I swear I read that somewhere once.
No, that does make sense because they're saying that. So I'm like, why are Biscoff cookies on every plane? Mm-hmm. So these are the reasons. They're made with non-GMO ingredients, contain no artificial flavors and colors that are vegan and nut-free. Okay, but I could say that you could find many cookies that are vegan and nut-free.
Right.
Like, is an Oreo? Oreo's nut-free. Is it
Well,
vegan?
is it made in a factory that's nut free?
I don't know, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? We could find something.
And
if you went to Nabisco and said we're going to start offering Oreos on every single airline, they'd probably find a nut-free facility for you.
I guess. I suppose.
It was saying their compact side, assertive texture, and distinct sweetness make them a perfect choice for high altitude consumption, where our senses of smell and taste can be diminished. They also have a long shelf life and require no preparation in flight. Guess what? You're describing every cookie.
Yeah. You really are.
What cookie requires preparation? What cookie doesn't have a long shelf life? What cookie wouldn't taste? You're telling me an Oreo wouldn't taste good at 40,000 feet?
It would taste fucking delicious.
Then
Yeah,
people would start
so-
ordering milk, though. Ooh.
Oh, you think?
Do they? Well, they do have milk, right? Because they have coffee.
I
They
guess.
have little creamers.
I've never seen anyone order a glass of, even a kid, like never a glass of milk.
That's a
on
good
an
point. A
airplane.
glass of milk. Interesting. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
But all I'm trying to say is, don't follow the herd. If you're at another airline, get me an Oreo.
Yeah.
A Chips Ahoy.
Yeah.
So if they were like, we're serving stuff from the Pepperidge Farm family today, you
Yeah.
wouldn't be stoked?
I would be 100% stoked. There's some sort of conspiracy here. It's like
Yeah. And they're not even an American cookie.
They're not?
Oh.
Biscoff? No, they're from fucking somewhere else.
Oh.
We're letting a foreign cookie come in and dominate our hardworking American airlines.
I'm telling you, it's
The elves, the Keebler elves are furious.
it's
The
like
hardworking American Keebler elves.
Are Keebler? I always thought they were Scottish for some reason. Don't they have accents? Those Keebler elves?
Well, even if they do, they could be immigrants.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That tree is in America. Come on.
Yeah. Well,
I honestly, I'm gonna we'll keep talking. And I'm googling something that I never thought I'd Google before. Are Keebler elves American?
Well, what I was going to say is that I think there's a conspiracy theory out there that maybe it placates the passengers. It's like fluoride in the water, how, people say it controls it makes the population more docile, So maybe they put something in the Biscoff cookies that make people less likely to.
Well, it's not working.
No, I know, but maybe they're not eating the Biscoffs.
No,
They're on to
That's all
big
they're
cookie.
offering you. They're on Americans. They're eating them. I cannot believe it. I got an actual answer here.
Okay.
The Keebler elves are not leprechauns, gnomes, or dryads, shoemakers, fairies, or sprites. Keebler elves are a uniquely American strain of elves whose sole purpose in life is to bake uncommonly good Keebler cookies, crackers, and cones in their magic ovens. In their magic ovens. I hope there's no gas leak in there.
They need carbon monoxide.
Well, there's a lot of airflow in there, so they're probably fine. Okay, I have a good idea. Just came up with a great idea.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, what do Americans... No, this is too vague. You're not going to get it. Let me just say Girl Scout cookies, right?
Yeah, yeah,
People fucking love them.
yeah.
Now, not only do they taste good, but they're for charity, right? Mm-hmm. So your Delta Airlines, when Girl Scout cookie season comes up,
Yeah.
we're doing a collab with Girl Scout cookies. You could get Samoas or Dipsy Doos or Mint Thins. Thin Mints.
Thin Mints, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone on the plane would cheer.
Wait, so you're buying them or you're...
No, I'm saying Delta's buying them, and that money's going into the pockets of the Girl Scouts of America because they're buying in bulk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Or
I
do
like
it year round, and then the only place you can get them is, when they seasonally sell them at the Girl Scouts, or if you fly on Delta.
Right. And how cool would it be? Like the pilot would make the announcement, like, we're flying with Thin Mints today.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh no! I hope they have the peanut butter ones on the way back.
Oh, do they sell peanut? Yeah. They sell
Oh yeah, we
peanuts
can't do peanut. We can't do peanuts.
Now they had peanuts on Delta, didn't they?
They have almonds.
Not. If the last time you flew was 1987, then yes.
No.
All right. Well, let's do some. Actually, you know what I want? I want to solicit something.
Okay.
It is housekeeping, but I want to say it before housekeeping, so the people that just hear me say time for a little housekeeping and then go 30 second, 30 second, 30 second. And by the way, I would say out of most podcasts, we will start doing important bits and asides and meanders within housekeeping.
Yeah.
We're not bound by the four corners of the housekeeping.
Some of our best stuff comes from housekeeping.
we love cleaning. We love to keep the house. So on a future Is This Good show, or maybe it'll be a Great Beyond show, I don't know, I want to hear everyone's grievances, because I want to do a whole show where I just read, John Q. Public's grievance, and then we can discuss if it's a valid or if it's good or bad grievance.
Okay.
Right?
Isn't that what we already do here? Or I guess not.
Well, but if it's
like a specific
like a Festivus
grievance
thing, like an airing of grievances.
Well,
like if you Trader Joe's cashiers that talk too much, and or whatever. It could be like a teacher at your school.
Yeah.
It could be your parents.
Yeah.
It could be your children.
Air your grievances here on
Air
Is
your
This
grievances
Good?
to us,
and then we'll decide whether or not it's a grievance.
Yeah, they're valid.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because people are going to want to write in to be like, so we could say, you are 100% right. And that everyone telling you to relax is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But be warned, we may tell you to relax.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we'll do it in a very nice way.
Gaslighting or not gaslighting?
We'll probably pile on. Ooh, that'd be fun, Rachel. I take out the thing. The thing is, this product has so much integrity that you can't make it fake beep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But we can.
Because if it did, then I would definitely be putting it up to people's butts.
Yes.
And then just pushing the button and be like, beep,
That's
beep,
what
beep,
she
beep, beep,
said.
beep.
We could create a graphic with the dog being in various locations in your room, like right up against the wall is like you're being gaslit. But next to you or next to the stove, you're fine. Something like that.
If he's inside the oven. Fido, you're not supposed to be in there. All right, so send me your grievances to isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Of course, just send me regular Is This Good topics or sell this topics. That'd be nice. So, yeah, we're in housekeeping, but we're having a great fucking time. I don't know what to tell you. You already heard us talk about the Patreon episode that I did with Jill, my roommate and girlfriend. It was super fun. If you want to hear it, patreon.com/isthisgood. You can get a free trial. If you only want to listen to that, but if you want to support the show, hey, we really appreciate it. You get ad-free episodes, you get access to the thriving community on Discord, and actually you can submit questions, because the AMA questions in that Jill episode came directly from the Discord.
That's right.
And you gotta support the show to join the Discord.
Absolutely.
Are we doing a hangout this month?
I think we're due.
Let's talk about it right now.
Yeah, let's do it. This Thursday.
Thursday? Okay.
What date is that? The 30th? November 30th.
Wow, the last gasp of November. So yes, a live stream hangout, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. Join us there, and that's for Patreon people only. Subscribe on YouTube, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. All right, that's the end of housekeeping, but boy, was it fun. Go back if you skipped forward. Go back. I don't know. I got so much fucking shit piled up, JD. Oh, here's something interesting. Remember we talked about the sexiest man alive?
Yeah. How could I forget?
Patrick Dempsey. Okay, I found a new sexiest man thing. That has nothing to do with people. This is a marketing agency called Reboot. Did a study online.
Okay.
To find, don't be upset with me, but I think you might be particularly interested in this, sexiest bald man of 2023.
I got some hair left,
Oh,
so I don't qualify.
Honestly, I haven't seen your hair in a while.
Yeah, see?
That's more than I thought.
I mean, from behind, it's a disaster, but
Oh, okay.
Still
Well,
have
that's
enough
why-
to sort of a pseudo comb over. Barbara Jason hooks me up usually. So, but yeah. Anyway, continue.
All right, so this is their methodology. How many times that bald person has been searched for alongside the words shirtless or naked?
Okay.
And then they took into account height, net worth, and how shiny their scalps are to come up with a total sexy score out of 10.
Wow.
Oh my
And
So I
are
want
these
you to tell me. Oh, sorry. Yes.
are
Please.
these bald men by choice or that are sometimes bald? They shave their heads.
I'm
Or-
looking
or
at the
that's
top
their
10, and I think these are all what we would call classically bald men.
Okay. Okay. They're known for being bald.
Well, yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So am I supposed to guess?
Yeah, if you want to consult Rachel, I mean, do you want to try to guess the sexiest bald man of 2023?
The only bald man I can think of right now is Telly Savalas. That's how old I am.
Patrick Stewart.
JD, you died in that carbon monoxide accident, and this is all a dream.
I knew it. Okay, so Patrick Stewart is a great guess. I can't imagine anyone Googling him
Vin
naked.
Diesel. Vin Diesel.
Okay, Vin Diesel's number 2, Rachel,
Okay.
with a sexy bald score of 8.81.
Patrick Stewart's not on there.
Patrick Stewart's not on there. Now, number 1 is, okay, many women find this person so sexy, and like he was constantly in the tabloids. Mm-hmm. Here's a hint, especially the British tabloids.
Oh, what's his face? Jason something.
Statham?
Jason Statham, number 3.
Okay. Is that who you're
No, but it's
referring to?
very-
The tabloids?
He is British, but this person is even more British. And
Oh.
he's,
How could
these
you be
British
more British
people-
than Jason Statham?
because
Okay.
you could say they're the most British people, in a sense.
Oh,
Is it what's it?
Prince William.
Prince William?
Yes, Prince William.
Okay.
Beat
The
ya.
sexiest bald man of 2023.
Oh,
That's bullshit, right? That's my point.
No. God.
Okay. Who you got, Rach?
I stand by Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. I'm so happy you're into old guys.
Yeah, well, he's
Is
pretty
he?
old. Patrick Stewart is in the That's What She Said fart zone.
Yeah, totally.
You know, like the Cocoon Zone, the Wilford Brimley line or whatever. I think it's like
right.
at 53.
Yeah.
There's some Twitter account that's like you are now in the older than Wilford Brimley in Cocoon.
Yeah.
Well, now we got to start one for being in the That's What She Said fart zone.
I think Brimley was in Cocoon in his 40s, was he not? Was he like 48 in that movie?
I don't know why I want to say 51, but
Yeah, I think you're right.
Anyways.
Actually, it was younger than I am right now, which is very sad. Okay, cool. So we got the top 3. Are there more? Bruce Willis make the list?
no, he didn't. But another point I'd like to make is I thought, how many people are Googling Prince William shirtless? Because like he's usually wearing like 15 layers of like
Oh, yeah.
official gear. So I was like, surely there's not going to be anything.
Yeah,
And there are. And I got to tell you, it's impressive.
he's good. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like some photos of him swimming
Okay.
or getting ready to jump in a pool.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like stacked. He's got like a 6-pack. Oh, no, I don't know how long ago this was. In his Eton rugby days, of course.
Yeah. But he probably keeps up. I mean, his wife is pretty.
No, he's doughy. He's doughy now.
Is he?
Yeah.
No.
He's had one too many crumpets paid for by the British people.
dad bod.
So then I thought, okay, well now if something's coming up Prince William shirtless,
yeah.
I guess I now have to Google, and then immediately delete my search history, Prince William naked.
Prince William's cock.
His codger. Was that what we just?
Yeah.
Is that codger? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
that's what his brother Prince Harry was calling his penis. Remember, it was Frozen. It was on the Thanksgiving episode. Now I'm
right,
telling
right,
you. I'm like, JD, you should really join the Patreon. That was a public episode, though. Anyway, so I'm like, well, I'm not going to get anything. And, of course, The Sun comes through. First Google result. I've seen Willie's Willie. Eddie Redmayne confesses to seeing old school pal Prince William naked at Eton. Eddie Redmayne.
Okay. They went to school.
Stephen Hawking himself.
The Danish girl with the pearl earring? No, is that
You've just married 2 things.
The girl with the
guy-
dragon
Danish girl.
pearls.
Yeah, the Danish girl, and he was
No,
also.
there's a girl with a pearl earring.
Isn't
Yeah,
he?
but that's a different movie.
Right. And was
A
Eddie
book.
Redmayne in that?
I don't think so.
Wow. And he was a Harry Potter guy.
I'm sure Kate Middleton's been the girl with a pearl necklace.
Wow.
It must be crazy if you're rich, you know? Because you can
Right.
probably get a lot of pearl necklaces, so your wife or girlfriend probably never knows what you mean. If you're at our level of asking people to subscribe to the Patreon, it's probably only one thing you mean when you say
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, he's seen his penis. But I didn't know Eddie Redmayne I don't know if that makes him a Nepo baby, but he's certainly a fine upper crust stock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's a talented guy, right?
Yeah.
Eddie Redmayne, I think so.
Yeah.
I didn't see the movie where he was Stephen Hawking, and I certainly
neither.
didn't see. I think he's in those Fantastic Beasts.
That's what
He
I
knows
mean,
where
yeah.
to find.
He's one of the finest.
If you're
beasts.
wondering where to find Fantastic Beasts,
Eddie Redmayne is your
Go see Eddie Redmayne.
man, and Prince
we could have
William's
just called it
cock is
Fantastic
one of them.
Beasts. No one called. The movie's not called Godzilla and Where to Find Him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Godzilla is enough. We would have been fine at Fantastic Beasts.
Right.
All right, Samuel L. Jackson's number 4. And number 5 is a fucking wild card. Jeff Bezos.
Stop it.
He's also
It's
pretty
because
jacked,
he's
Rachel.
rich. He's rich.
And he's rich because net worth is one of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, number 6.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, 7. Shamar Moore, who I'm not 100% sure who that is, at 8. And Shaquille O'Neal at 9. And Terry
Okay.
Crews at 10.
I think Cruz and O'Neal should be higher.
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
You think Shaq should be higher?
Shaq's a charismatic, rich, good-looking guy. I've met him.
Now I might have to Google Shaquille O'Neal naked, and I'm gonna guess something's gonna come.
Yeah, something's coming up for sure.
Yeah. So that's those are the bald men. Rachel, any opinions there? Do you? Who's too low on this list for you?
Michael Jordan is way too low. But I had a big
Okay.
crush on
Really?
him in high
Michael
school.
Jordan today compared to The Rock or
I
one
just
of
said
those?
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, you're
So-
right. You're right.
You had a crush on Michael Jordan back in the day,
Oh.
and then your husband
In
goes
high
on
school.
to be one of the greatest basketball podcast producers of all time.
Right?
Maybe the greatest. You must have been thrilled.
Yeah. It was big. And the balding part, too, is just nailing it. Keep going, baby.
What just reminded me of this? I don't even know. I'm sorry. I have like a fucking 10 things in my mind. There are too many bits. Well, I got. You want to hear about pseudoephedrine?
Oh.
You want to hear
always.
about someone that lied to me about Harry Potter? Oh, that's what it was.
That-
Fantastic Beasts, Harry Potter.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
let's get into
that.
it.
I want to hear that.
Fucking butter smooth. Sorry, I got a case of the Mondays. Okay, you know the Thanksgiving Monday should also be a holiday, don't you think?
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Give us a day to get back into it.
Yeah.
So, I think as we mentioned on the Patreon show, took my 2 nephews to the Warner Brothers backlot studio tour
Yes.
when they were in LA.
Yeah.
Forgot to mention though that at some point I could see that my nephew, he's 12 years old, he had a look of consternation on his face because the whole tour is them just saying, this is Warner Brothers, that's Warner Brothers, this thing you love is Warner Brothers. And they're just, it's basically the whole thing is an advertisement for Warner Brothers products and TV shows and films. And so we're at this part where you can like step on a broom and the broom is in front of a green screen and then you go like, whoa, whoa, and then they composite it and it looks like it looks like shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like if you're advertising Warner Brothers special effects, it looks like crap, and it's literally like $45 to buy this like 12-second video.
Ugh, God.
So
We saw that one.
he's got a look on his face, and then I hear his father be like, "Well, okay, like if you want to know, go ask the guide," because kids never want to ask the tour guide anything, right?
Yeah, of
They're
course.
shy. He's like, just ask him, and I could tell him hemming and hawing, and finally he works up the courage and he says, "Yeah, why is there Harry Potter World at Universal Studios if?" As you're saying, it's Warner Brothers.
Right.
And the guy goes, yeah, why wouldn't it be? And he's like, what? Because you said it's Warner Brothers and not Universal. And he goes, yeah, Warner Brothers owns Universal. And he goes, okay.
That's how
And
he's
then
talking to a
The
child.
tour guide walks away. I said, Jamie, come over here. I said, that man just lied to your face.
That's a lie. That's a
That's
total
a lie. It's not owned.
It's a-
Warner Bros. Does not own Universal.
No. It's a
NBC Universal is, I think, it's owned by Comcast.
Yeah.
So I Googled it, and they just bought it. They just bought a license to do
Oh.
a theme park because
Yeah.
Warner Brothers doesn't have its own theme parks. It's pretty simple.
This guy is a dick.
Was he
'cause-
really talking to a child that way? Or you're just adding your own flair?
Because it was so clear to me that he had no idea and he was stumped.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, if I just act very confidently, what's this kid going to do? He doesn't have the internet.
Right. Right. This guy doesn't realize how much trouble his company is in. Really?
What, Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Joe, you don't think I brought up David Zaslav to them? You don't think I told them that NBA TV was a subsidiary of Turner Sports, which is a subsidiary of the Turner Broadcasting Networks, which is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, which was once a subsidiary of AT&T, but now is a subsidiary of Discovery?
Don't
Rachel, push a
snore,
button. Wake up. All right. Well, we're going to do another Great Beyond this week
Great.
because our schedule got all messed up by Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So there'll be a new Is This Good with a guest next Monday, but this Thursday, we're going to drop another one of these. So if you have questions, AMA-style questions, be a great time to submit them.
Yeah.
And I have so much stuff that I didn't even get to.
Oh, is that it? Are
We'll
we
get to
done?
next week.
Are we done
Well, I
here?
don't know. We're over an hour in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Do you got great bits?
I got stuff on the table, but
Oh,
we'll save it.
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go. Listen to next week's show. That's coming out November. Sorry, this week's show coming out November 30th. Oh my God. I'm also sick. Okay, I'm sick.
Yeah, you mentioned.
That did I mention it on the show?
No, before the show. How everybody on the plane was sick.
Yeah.
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 'Tis the season.
The FDA has come out and said phenylephrine is not an effective decongestant. They came out and said it is no more effective than a placebo. Okay.
Yeah, I heard
So,
about that.
How come? Joel just went to the Target
Yeah.
to pick up some stuff. She said, "Oh, gonna get some cold medicine for us because we're both sick." Mm-hmm. All they're selling is phenylephrine. It's still on the shelves.
Yeah.
Don't
Because
we
it's
have-
not harmful, I guess, but
Yeah, but it doesn't work. So you're telling people it says on the box decongestant.
yeah.
Like allergy
But it doesn't
D
work.
stuff or the
No,
stuff
you-
with
you know, like,
ephedrine in it? You tell it.
No, but there's pseudoephedrine you can't get.
Yeah.
Like you have to go to, and the pharmacy wasn't open yet.
Right.
So it's like I don't think you need a prescription, but you need to give them your fucking address in case you've broke bad and are using it to make meth.
Yeah.
But that's why this whole phenylephrine thing happened because people were buying like Sudafed and stuff to make meth. So then they said, well, let's move it behind the counter and make it hard to buy. And then the phenylephrine people were like, finally, now's our moment. And now all the cold medication that used to have pseudoephedrine, if I'm pronouncing any of these things right,
Right.
they're like, now this is all phenylephrine. But it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Yeah.
So why are they still on the shelves? Are they just,
It's
they're like, well, we got a backlog, let's just sell them?
Wait, did you take some of it? Did you notice if it worked or
No.
not?
It doesn't work. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. The FDA
Yeah, but them
said-
saying it works and you trying it and actually having the snot drain out of your sinuses is a different story. I'm just wondering if you actually tried it.
No, it's never worked.
I've
It's never worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Much like these COVID vaccines.
Oh boy, here we go.
Just kidding.
And on
Just
that
kidding.
note,
All right, we'll be back on Thursday. Hopefully, I will find some methamphetamine between now and then. Email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. You could send us questions. You could send us grievances for that big grievances show we're doing. Everyone's talking about it. Subscribe everywhere. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. This was JD and Matt and Rachel reaching out from the great beyond. We'll see you later this week.
bye-bye.
Maybe Rachel will learn how to press a fourth button.
Look, I fucking pressed that black box and nothing
Who's talking?
happened.